Hey everybody, Average Vintage Collector here with another video. So today I'm going to show some gifts that I got. I was shown some Cardmunity generosity from someone out there in the YouTube world, as well as, again, my buddy Mark, who I work with, and I've kind of shown some of the stuff that he's given me before. He's just really generous guy. He is not on YouTube. He's not a commenter. But he's a buddy of mine that I work with, and he collected cards at some point, I think here and there throughout his life, and he doesn't really collect anymore, so he rehomes it with me. Very generous. He doesn't have to, I always tell him, but then there's usually some package or something on my desk when I get to work, and it's got some cards in it. So I'm going to go ahead and show some of those items today. Also, for next week's video, kind of, well, first off, this video is a little late. I usually get my videos on Thursday. I am really jam-packed. Summer is hitting hard. Work is hitting hard. So very busy. I'm trying to keep up on everybody's videos out there. A little behind, but I'm still doing good progress. But I'm not really sure how long I can sustain watching every single video of everybody coming out when they come out. So I'm going to try and get there. I will leave comments. I'm not abandoning channels. It's just trying to juggle a billion things, it seems like. But for next week's video, I'm going to try and work on something a little bit different. Lots of cards being shown, but more of me giving an opinion on something, which I don't usually do. I just kind of, hey, here's what we got. Let me show you the cards. I'm going to try something a little bit different. And I also have something in the works. Hopefully it comes out next week with a couple of other YouTubers, a little collaboration action going on, so I'm hoping that gets out as well. But without further ado, let me show you what I got. Again, super thankful, and I'll show you what I got. All right, so first things first, my buddy Mark showed me or gave me some things, and again, this is just kind of like, I know I really don't like the term junk wax. I like retro or nostalgic era or whatever. But there's some modern stuff in here too, so I'm not really sure when he actually stopped collecting, but everyone's favorite 91 Fleer, the yellow cards. But here's a cool one. He knows I'm a hockey fan. I don't really collect hockey anymore, but cool Upper Deck Victory, Ed Belfour card later in his career. These old Pro Set cards, Dexter Manley, I think I used to have this whole set as a kid, which is one of those ones that you were constantly kind of buying. And these are in no order. These are just kind of how I picked them up. Jesse Litch, don't know that one. These are more modern top sets. Jose Lopez, how about a Greg Myers? That's from the 90s. That was a good set. I like that set. Again, more modern stuff. Chris Snyder, Michael Kadire, who had some really good seasons with the Twins. Again, going back to hockey and the Sabres, who I used to be a big fan of, but not so much anymore since they've been struggling to get out of the basement forever, it seems like. This one's I think is Justin Upton and maybe Chris Young. Yep, Justin Upton and Chris Young. So there's a cool one there. David Freese, rookie card. Let's see. I don't know if this is a gold version or not, but there's a gold Oliver Perez, Anthony Reyes, and then a basketball. I really don't have much basketball, but Horace Grant, I do remember. I remember him playing for the Bulls. Look at those goggles that he's got there. Just, whew, man, got to get me a set of those one day. Anyway, thank you, Mark. Really generous. You don't have to continue to do that, but I appreciate you adding to my collection and, finding a home for these guys. All right, so the second one, I received a big package in the mail from Lenny over at Cardcast, and I will link his channel in the description of this video. If you guys are not following Lenny, he is an entertaining guy. He is funny. He shows some great stuff. His collection is amazing. Really nice guy. So he ends up sending me a package, and right off the jump, can't be really, I open up this box, and the first thing that I kind of see, well, here we go. Look at that. A Boog Powell that I do not have. So I had trouble finding this actually on TCDB. I kind of try and get all my cards. This is not gonna work there. Try and put everything on TCDB that's in my collection, and I could not. I found something similar. similar image, but I could not find this particular card. And what I ended up finding was this was produced by a card shop that is really close to Cooperstown at the Hall of Fame. And it's by a guy, I believe the name of this collection is RL or RF Woods. And this is RF Woods All-Star Photo Pack. So there were 12 cards in this set. This is one of them. Again, there's other cards that look very similar to this, but these were specific to that card shop. So very cool. One of the cards that you really do not see very often. I was able to get it added onto the TCDB database through their support. So that set is now available. But that's the first I've ever seen of that. Next one we have, again, another cool card. He knows that I'm an Astros fan. And he sent me this 1984 Top Super 3x5 or 5x7 of Nolan Ryan. And that is super cool. I love that set. That is one of my favorite top sets of all time. I do not have that card, so I'm really pumped to add that one to my collection as well. Third one here, another oversized Nolan Ryan. This is the Donruss Champion Collection, also from 1984. And on the back, it's pretty cool. They got a picture of Walter Johnson on there, so for career strikeouts. But I'll tell you what, this is really cool stuff. None of this stuff, I don't have any of that stuff. All right, so after that, I got a whole bunch of goodies. I'm not really sure if I'm going to go through, everything, but just packs and packs of cards. So this first one, this is actually the regional Topps Burger King of the Houston Astros. This was put out in '78. There were 4 teams that had this. I already have the Yankees one. I did not have this one. And this is almost the entire set. So, there's J.R. Richard. Really good names in here from those teams. Bob Watson, Enos Cabell, Cesar Cedeno's in here somewhere right there. Jose Cruz, another one. But very cool. Did not have any of these. Being a New York guy, this is kind of, don't get that Houston regional stuff. So very happy to have that. Really cool. He also sent me another pack. Here's a second one. And this had some pretty good stuff in it. Here's another. This is a Kellogg's. I love me some Kellogg's cards. Of, I don't know which one. Donald Wilson. I'm not really familiar with Donald Wilson, but I do love the Kellogg's cards, and this year in particular, I believe this is 71, I thought this is 70. This was a great design, a little bit different than the other ones. Some other stuff in here, just kind of, he put some Mets stuff in here too, because I did say that if I had to pick a New York team, it would be the Mets over the Yankees. So here's a Jerry Grote card. It's like a sticker. It's almost like right out of, affix this photo stamp in your official, so it's part of, this might be like the Dell stamp, so I'm not really sure. There's a Hostess, Senior Cedeno. If I'm wrong on this, I'm just guessing, but it's stuff that I don't have, and I love this non-mainstream stuff. And then he sent me some 69 Houston Astros as well. So, very cool. Do not have any of those. A little bit more. This was like that mix of Astros and Mets. So, I didn't have probably hardly any there. There's a Seaver, another Seaver. So, Ron Swoboda, Rookie Cup, which I love Rookie Cup cards. I think that they are fantastic. Nice Hodges there. And there's a Post, Frank Thomas. And then again, just some, I'm going to kind of go a little bit quick here, but some real good stuff. And again, the majority of this stuff, I do not have hardly any of it. So this was really cool. 73 building that set. So it was good to get that one. Almost done with that set. Boswell. Again, these 70s, I really don't have, I think, hardly any. I think I might have 4 prior to this. So I think I just doubled what I had. Nice Milt May from the 75. And then some more 70s. Tug McGraw, Tim McGraw's dad. Pretty cool. And then on the back of that, the very end of that, was this nice 67 Boog with Clerk Bleflery. I believe that's how you say it, Bird Bombers. Didn't have that Boog either. So, very cool, nice additions. open up another pack here. He also knows that I am a big Pete Rose guy, so I got this one, Rob Cash cards. If you're looking, here we go. Got a nice whole bunch of this non-mainstream stuff. Pete Rose, really happy with these. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, very lucky. This guy really spoiled the heck out of me with this care package. That's a cool one right there. Just again, stuff that's that non-mainstream, oddball, I know people like to say, but then there's this other stuff like Donruss, which I don't have a whole lot of that stuff. My childhood collection as a kid was moved on, let's say. That's a story for another time, but don't have anything left. But a lot of these I did have, no longer in my collection. So, look at the squirt one, the food issue. That's pretty cool. There, and then there. So a whole bunch of Pete Roses. And then this last package here, again, he knows I'm a David Wright fan. I had that in my last video, so he sent me this cool David Wright. Awesome Roy Oswalt, numbered 299. Very cool. Another Seaver. Another Boog. How about a Gil Hodges? Another Seaver. Another Seaver. How about Palmer? Palmer and Seaver. That's cool. Don't have that one. And then to wrap it up, a nice Eddie Murray. 79 Murray. Very cool. So, Lenny, awesome guy. Here's his information. He is a dealer. He is a YouTuber. That's how you kind of get a hold of him. I'll have his channel online or in the description. And then the last thing, he did send a letter to a nice little note, but I'm not going to share that one. I'll keep that one. The last thing I got is a pickup. New pickup this week. New Reindeer Studio, Roberto Clemente. These ones were hot. They were flying out of there. That's 44 out of 50. So if you didn't get one, you might not want to sleep on this one. These ones are flying out the door. Good work, Scott, as always. That's pretty much it. I appreciate everybody watching. Just an average guy showing some average cards. And nice shout out to Lenny. Cardcast. Make sure you check out his channel. We'll see you guys next time.